Welcome to Gay Fairfax, a monthly video magazine sharing news, views, and pride. I'm Barry Forbes.
And I'm Michelle Michaels. Each month we'll feature personalities and events of interest to gay men and women in Fairfax County.
On this edition, former Mississippi Congressman John Hinson addresses the annual meeting of Virginians for Justice, a statewide lobbying organization.
And we'll round out the show with a review of the color and excitement of being gay and proud at the 1990 Washington, D.C. Gay Pride Festival.
But first, we'll take a look at a group that finds it particularly difficult to be gay and proud.
Gay youth have to deal with both growing up and coming to terms with being gay.
The Sexual Minority Youth Assistance League was founded to help young people to better understand their sexuality and to help them develop healthy relationships.
Gay Fairfax reporter Karen Brown recently visited the group to find out more about its aims and activities.
For some young adults, finding out that they are attracted to members of their own sex causes confusion and anxiety. For 200 area youths, the Sexual Minority Youth Assistance League, SMYAL, provides the support and resources needed to face the challenges of being gay in a predominantly straight society. We caught up with several people involved in the group after a fundraising bike-a-thon. SMYAL's general coordinator, Julie Morrissey, talked to us about the group's purpose and some of its activities.
The youth we deal with are 14 to 21 years of age, and we provide outreach services to the youth in the form of a youth group, which meets every Saturday, and a helpline, which is a telephone referral and information service, which is staffed a few times a week by adults and youth trained by SMYAL. In addition to that, SMYAL does a fair amount of training and education programs out in the community, providing training to adult professionals that work with youth, as well as to church groups, parent groups, teachers, counselors, whoever will have us.
Peer support is important to gay youth, who sometimes must deal with family, friends, and others who do not accept them because of their orientation. SMYAL can help counter these external pressures, according to SMYAL member Ian Kessler.
A lot of people know really early, like I did, like when I was around 7. So it wasn't really a how do you feel issue, it was a how will everyone else feel issue. I was pretty much fine with it. Of course, in 7th and 8th grade I tried to go with the crowd and it didn't work. But it was pretty much an anxiety of how everyone else was going to react. Because by that age, you've heard all the faggot jokes.
SMYAL was recently the focus of controversy when it placed advertisements for its helpline in area high school newspapers. Critics of the ads charged that the group was recruiting youth into the gay life. This assertion comes from people uninformed about the group's purpose, explains Stephen Wade, a clinical social worker who assists the group.
I don't think that that is a healthy way to approach this situation. This is a social service organization, so our objective is not to target people and to identify that they have a problem or a need that is not felt by themselves and ask them to come to our group. We think that people, I guess our theory about this is that people make decisions to acknowledge their sexual identity at some point on their own, and that we're trying to provide a supportive environment for those individuals who acknowledge their sexuality, their sexual identity when they're adolescents.
We do not recruit kids. Kids find us, and then there is no tracking mechanism in keeping track of them in any way. People come as they will, they get their questions answered, or they are free to discuss questions with others, peers, adults in the group, and they meet their own needs, or else they move on. And there's, the recruiting notion is absolutely ridiculous.
Although in the end, only 25 of 78 area high school newspapers carried SMYAL's ad, SMYAL leaders say they are encouraged rather than discouraged by the outcome.
Looking at the numbers, it's quite a low response, and a lot of the publicity, of course, has been in Fairfax County, where we got a very poor response number-wise. On the other hand, we got a good response from parents, from teachers, from youth in the area, increased membership in the group, for instance. And also we got quite a bit of attention in the schools. There were a lot of debates going on in the journalism classes and various classes. Debates school-wide, lots of discussion was had. So the issue of SMYAL and the issue of homosexuality was raised because of the ads, and we're thrilled about that.
The high rate of suicide among gay youth is one reason the group feels SMYAL's presence is important in high schools, says Morrissey.
We have not, to my knowledge, had a kid that was active in the group commit suicide. However, a lot of our kids come who have attempted suicide, and a lot of them are indeed suicidal when they come and throughout the time that they're at SMYAL. It certainly is a risk that is well documented at this point. The figures, especially those from the Health and Human Service Department, most recently state that homosexual teens are 2 to 3 times more likely to attempt suicide than their heterosexual counterparts. Also, in addition to that, it looks like from some of the figures that approximately 30% of the teens that actually do commit suicide are gay-related suicides. It often homosexuality is often a concern that puts kids perhaps over the edge, along with some other teen concerns.
Well, I think the main objective of the organization is to prevent the abuse, neglect, and self-hatred of lesbian and gay adolescents. I think that in terms of that goal, we serve a very important purpose because there are other organizations in the community designed to deal with youth issues, but they don't deal with lesbian and gay issues specifically, and the abuse that those individuals incur in the process of their development.
The Sexual Minority Youth Assistance League provides its members with the support and a social outlet that is safe and affirming. Members learn that they are part of a strong and close-knit community.
I don't know what I'd be doing right now with friends, social situations, because the group really opened up a lot of new areas for me, a lot of new friendships that I did not have before. So, for all I know, I'd be a barfly.
For more information on the Sexual Minority Youth Assistance League, call 262-0221. For Gay Fairfax, this is Karen Brown reporting.
If you didn't know it already, Virginia is one of the most conservative states in the country, with many laws discriminating against gays.
This legal discrimination has ironically prompted many gay Virginians, such as former Mississippi Congressman John Hinson, to become more politically active.
Mr. Hinson is currently a board member of the Fairfax Lesbian and Gay Citizens Association and the Virginians for Justice, a statewide network dedicated to equal rights for gays.
Recently, he was the keynote speaker at the annual meeting of Virginians for Justice, where he emphasized the need to repeal laws discriminating against gay men and women.
During the 1980 congressional election, which I was running for my second term in the House, a man in Jackson, Mississippi, I should tell you that this issue of my sexual orientation had already arisen. A man in Jackson, Mississippi saw me in an elevator in the Deposit Guarantee National Bank, and he said something to the effect that I was a latent homosexual. Now, I had to think about that. It was a constituent, a voter, a lawyer, using a phrase right out of Kinsey that I don't think anybody had seriously hurled as an epithet since the 1940s. And I had to think about it for a sec. So I said, well, I guess in Mississippi it's better to be known as a latent homosexual rather than a latent heterosexual. At least in my case, the implication being that the best was yet to be. In his, it never had been. Remember Anita Bryant? We haven't heard much from her lately. But in a 1970s interview in Florida, she said that if gay people were granted rights, we'd have to give rights to prostitutes, to people who sleep with St. Bernards, and to nail biters. Well, I do bite my nails. But she also expressed the fear that she might be assassinated, and Gore Vidal said of that the only person who might shoot Anita Bryant would be a music lover. But who says there isn't divine justice? And he let Michelangelo, a known, practicing, open, sonnet-writing homosexual, paint the Sistine Chapel. And he assigned Anita Bryant to hawking orange juice on television and singing with Jimmy Swaggart. I was privileged to serve in the House of Representatives during the 96th and 97th Congresses, a portion of the 97th Congress. I was then, and am still, a Republican, a little uneasily then because of the direction that the party was already taking, a little more than unhappily now. But it was a time when Mississippians were increasingly voting Republican in congressional and national elections, and I still cherish the illusion that the party might still come to its senses and remember its roots as the party of human rights in America. The Republican Party was just beginning to climb into bed to consummate its unholy union with the self-styled moral majority and other scoundrels, charlatans, and assorted fools from the religious right. Pharisaical little men who know a great deal about the rules of the Holy Scriptures, but very little, if anything, about the spirit of those writings. People whose every utterance reveals the extent and the depths of their prejudice, of the confusion of religious belief with bigotry. Those people were cheerfully lighting fires under the feet of people like us a few centuries ago. They don't do that anymore. They're more subtle, if not more intelligent. Given the chance nowadays, they simply drive us away from family, from friends, careers, military service, decent housing, insurance benefits, medical care, public office. The list goes on and on. And they're happy, and that's the operative word here, they're happy to consign all of us to a kind of moral, social, and political ghetto where tragically many of us remain. Double victims, really. Victims of their hate and victims of the internalized homophobia with which so many of us, myself included, have had to contend. Much of the abuse and discrimination we've endured is due to our own acceptance or buying into their agenda. Virginia is the birthplace of the American Revolution. It was here that the first stirring words of freedom were heard. VJ was created because Virginia, among a slowly dwindling number of states, still makes much private, consensual, sexual conduct outside and inside a legally recognized marriage illegal. Under the laws of the state, any individual, be he heterosexual or homosexual, who engages in any form of sexual contact other than the so-called missionary position is committing a felony. Virginia law further makes it illegal to either serve or to employ a known homosexual in an establishment which sells alcoholic beverages. This law, which is not widely enforced, is nevertheless a gross affront to the tax-paying gay citizens of Virginia, and it gives a handy club to every politically ambitious local prosecutor or police official who might wish to engage in a little legally sanctioned gay bashing in order to further his career. It is absolutely critical to our success that we put a human face on this, that we make them understand that we are their sons and daughters, their brothers and their sisters, and yes, their fathers and their mothers, and that as such we will accept nothing less than first-class citizenship in the Commonwealth of Virginia, which our taxes go to support. To those in our state government who might have occasion to read these remarks or see them, I say to you that we come to you, our elected representatives, in state government respectfully. A little wearily, but respectfully. We have our minds, our doors, our telephone lines, and our hearts open to you. We come, too, with a keen sense of the injustice of these laws, which were conceived, drafted, passed, and which are still being enforced for the sole purpose of intimidating homosexuals. I say to you respectfully that we will see this thing out to a successful conclusion. For have no doubt about that, we will, ladies and gentlemen, be successful. Let us hold tightly to our sense of humor. It has sustained us through far grimmer days than these. Finally, let us hold tightly to one another, believing in each other, trusting one another, and believing in the essential, consummate rightness of this cause and in its eventual triumph. It will come. Sooner or later, it will come.
Gay Fairfax is always on the lookout for new team members. If you'd like to cover the gay community and learn television production skills, write to us.
Our address is Gay Fairfax in care of FLGCA, Post Office Box 2322, Springfield, Virginia 22152, or call us at 451-9528.
On the next edition of Gay Fairfax, we'll feature Jim Pattison, who's living life to its fullest while living with AIDS.
We'll also meet Dave Pallone, who talks about the discrimination he faced as a gay umpire with baseball's National League.
Gay Pride Day is an annual tradition here in the nation's capital and in other cities across the nation.
This past June, over 10,000 gay women and men joined the festivities in Northwest Washington.
There was information, food, camaraderie, and lots of music.
We'll close this edition of Gay Fairfax with the color, sights, and sounds of Gay Pride 90. For Gay Fairfax, I'm Barry Forbes.
And I'm Michelle Michaels. Remember to keep the pride alive.
Hi, I'm Barry Forbes, and with me is a special friend. And what's your name, Pam?
My name is Pam. Hello.
And where do you live, Pam? Where do you live?
I live in Fairfax, and I've been here for 3 years. I've transferred going to Gallatin. We were first to go to school there.
Well, tell me, why are you proud to be gay?
I'm proud to be gay because I'm happy in what I am, and I have my lover for 7 years. So my family step. So that's all I can say.
Do you find it difficult to be both deaf and gay? Is there a lot of acceptance for you as being both gay and deaf?
Yes. Some people think it's double discrimination, or other people call it double handicap because I'm gay and deaf. But sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's not. It depends. Maybe first they see me I'm deaf, and then second they see me I'm gay.
Virgil Knight, how many Pride Days have you been to?
5 or 6.
5 or 6. Is this one different than the first one?
Well, it's more fun because I got to play.
Play what?
Bass guitar up with the MCC chorus.
And what does that stand for?
That's the Metropolitan Community Church. This one is of Washington.
Ah, you sounded great. What's the difference between 6 years ago and this year ago for Pride and for you as a gay person?
Well, I feel much stronger within the community, and I've come out as a Christian, which was a big move for me, and it just feels wonderful now. Now it's not like this is the only place to come to be out. Now it's just like it's a celebration of it.
Having a good time?
Great time.
Hi, I'm Dan Berlin, Media Relations Coordinator for Pride. I'm the guy who makes sure all the TV cameras film what they're supposed to here at Pride. And I'm proud to be gay simply because I don't know any other way. It's just me.
Those heads square through forward, swing through. Boys run to the right, couple circulate. You Ferris wheel. Do a double pass through, and the leaders of partner trade swing through. Boys trade, you swing the corner promenade. Beautiful, beautiful brown eyes, never loved blue eyes again. Four ladies chain across that ring, you turn and chain them home again. Join hands, circle to the left, you know. Allen and the corner, weave the ring. Beautiful, beautiful brown eyes, you sing your girl promenade. Beautiful, beautiful brown eyes, I'll never love blue eyes again. Those signs square through forward, with a corner, touch a corner, a corner. Do the walk and dodge, then a partner trade. Go right on up through, turn the girl, past the ocean. Recycle here and then the corner swing. You swing this girl promenade. Beautiful, beautiful brown eyes, oh, never loved blue eyes again. No side square through, you get me for.
So, is this your first gay pride?
No, it's not. I hate to tell you, I can't remember how many gay prides I've been to. Probably 10 or 12, something like that.
How would you compare this one to the first one?
Oh, the one that you're at most recently is the best that you've ever been at, and this one's no exception.
How long have you been out in Washington?
Well, I've been living in Washington on my own for about 12, 13 years, and I've been out progressively over that time, and I'm out more now than I was 10 years ago. So
How's it feel?
It feels good, and there are bigger steps every day. You have to take another step. So I'm not there yet, but one of these days I will be.
What do you do for a living?
I have my own...
Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, coming on to the Pride Day
my own
stage.
business.
Why do they always cut that out?
From their sold-out appearance last night at Lisner Auditorium.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Under the direction of Mr. James Holloway, the Gay Men's Chorus of Washington, D.C.